Hey guys, so what we have on the bench here is a Heathkit OL-1, the same model that my good friend John is working on, and I wanted to kind of take you through more of a step-by-step. John took you through some of the troubleshooting. Just opened this thing up, just got it today, and have not plugged it in. You'll see it has the original two-prong cord on it, and you'll see that the tubes are all intact, and they all look relatively good. As I said, I haven't plugged it in yet. Not many capacitors in this thing. A lot of bumblebee resistors. Tube looks pretty clean. Don't know if it works. The electrolytics back here, I'm going to have to restuff that can, obviously. There's another capacitor down there. And then as we flip this thing over, you'll see the pi resistor capacitor network there. These are the 1200 volt 0.1 microfarad caps that John talked about. And then looking underneath, you'll see that we've got a number of other caps under here that I have to look at. Everything looks relatively good, but I haven't plugged it in yet. I'm afraid to do that. I don't want to blow out the transformer. This cap here doesn't look too good. It's got something on it. Transformer seems to be okay. This frame is a little bit bent. I don't understand why. That looks okay. So really what the order of the day is on this one is clean it up, and then let's see what happens when we change the capacitors out. The front panel, which I want to show you real quick, is a little bit messy. When John was working on his, he noticed that his knobs pulled out. These do not, and I noticed that these knobs have set screws. So I have to assume that the one that John was working on had the knobs replaced at some point. These all seem to be original. They all turn. They need to be cleaned, obviously. Focus, vertical centering. Vertical gain turns real nice. Horizontally, everything's good. This seems to be working well. And the inputs. This horizontal input is bent, so I'm going to have to take a look at that. And the front of the tube looks okay. So picked this thing up real cheap on eBay for 10 bucks. And my hope is to get it back together again and get it working. Thankfully, I have John's help here to help guide me along the way. But we'll see what happens with this one. There's a terminal block there, terminal strip. There's another one. And going to look forward to replacing this. There's not a lot of parts in these things, so it should be pretty easy. There's a lot of dirt that has to be cleaned up here. And my hope is that the tube works. That's the key. This thing came from Michigan, and it came from a high school. So I have to assume that it was built in a high school, God knows how many years ago. And it was a dumpster toss that someone threw out and picked up and sold on eBay. And you know, that's my hope, is to get it fixed up. The actual cabinet is going to need some refurbishment. Not a lot of rust. But it is going to need some cleaning up and painting and, you know, that kind of thing. The inside doesn't look too bad. You know, a little bit of rust right here. But it looks pretty good. So my plan is to clean that cabinet up. And then obviously work on the electronics here. And again, it's going to be mostly resistors on this thing. Restuffing this can. And getting this can. I think, if I remember John's video, there were two or three 20s in here, microfarad. And I haven't gotten into that yet. I'm going to take a look at the schematic. But the thing that I wanted to make sure it was clear is I have not plugged it in. And that's not going to happen for a bit here until I get things cleaned up. I noticed on the back, it probably has the original stickers. And I noticed that John's had replacement stickers on it. Someone from a dyno gun or one of those things put them on there. So this appears to be fairly original. I'm hoping the transformer is good. We know that the one that John was working on had a short between the center plate, and I don't have a fuse on this one, so I'm not going to take any chances. I'll make sure I test that before I go any further. But that's the Heathkit, and you know, John inspired me for this one to go out and purchase this, and we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. So anyway, that's installment number one. I'll I'll post a video once I get into this, but this is just a visual inspection to make sure that the thing is not blown up somewhere, and it looks to be relatively intact. And I'm hoping that these tubes are good, and I don't have to start ordering tubes for them. So you'll see another video in this series coming up once I have a chance to go through and replace some of the capacitors. Okay? This is Ron. Take care.